Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Summer here bringing you episode 2 of Tomodachi Game.
I feel like Yuichi has a temper that is not normal. We've seen him have outbursts from episode 1. He attacked Manabuken after he read the rules of the game. Yes, I do understand that it's a weird situation. They did get knocked unconscious. It is quite a normal reaction to be angry towards it, but it doesn't stop. He switched his personality at the end of episode 1 when he was asking about Sawaragi's underwear. It's odd that she would be the target of his question since he supposedly likes her. Then he had an outburst when trying to figure out who the traitor was. Then he thought that Sawaragi was the most suspicious person. He explained to her very calmly why he thought that she was suspicious. And the moment she said, "I thought you were the one that actually stole the money," he completely flips. So why is it okay to suspect her, but when you're suspected, you completely lose your everlasting...
The anime has done a wonderful thing in making a believable character. He's the believable toxic human being in certain aspects, but not in all. He's intelligent, he loses his temper, he's going through the motions. It's actually really well written, and yeah, I agree with you there that he's a little bit hairline triggered with his anger, but I mean it makes it really cool to watch. To be fair, he is adding to the entertainment value of this show, and it's not the only facet of him that we see.
Also, I feel as if they show the people behind the monitors way too much. They're not really adding anything to this anime here, and I think that showing them so much is losing that feeling of mystery and making me not care about their origins. After every single action, they're there talking and breaking it down. It's not necessary, and I really wish they would pull that back a lot.
Yeah, guys, that's our job. Our job is to break it down. Your job is to give us a show. I didn't feel the way you felt about how they're in it too much, but I can see how eventually it's going to get annoying. Battle in 5 seconds. They pulled it back after like 2 episodes. So maybe that might be what happens. They will end up being part of the Tomodachi game in the future, and then they will have some relevance. I want to talk about the fact that how has no one thought that someone's written 3 times and there's multiple papers in, but Manabu-san is just going, oh well, I see 3.
That's true, because anyone can write however many times. The only person we saw pick up a pen was Yuichi, so it's possible that he wrote all 3 or not. I still think Tenji wrote that first one about Sawaragi.
100%.
He was listening to their conversation. He's the only one that heard her confess to him. He should really be the only person that would know that they had dated. Who else would have possibly known? He was showing a lot of aggression in this episode, getting angry at Shibe out of nowhere because Shibe likes Sawaragi and professes how much he likes her. So what if he does? How would he know that you were dating her? How would he know you liked her? Sawaragi didn't even know you liked her. He really needs to chill out, but it seems like all of them need to. We also saw a little dark side of Shibe as well. They showed us with the camera angle and the shadowing that they were using with the lighting. He didn't actually say anything in that time, but then he immediately gets really angry at Yuichi because Sawaragi likes him. How can you control her feelings? You're angry because she likes him and you're going to tell him off because someone else had feelings. Like, what? Do you not understand that she's not a piece of equipment that you own?
Rika, I don't think you understand. Yeah, everything you say logically makes sense, but unfortunately some guys out there see women as possessions and targets to approach and hunt, and once they get them they don't know how to treat and keep them. So yes, Ruka, what you said is absolutely bang on. I agree with you. I'm not one of these whatless guys, but they exist in a very big amount in society, and this is a mirror to that. There are no good guys here, and that's including the women.
Personally, I think the person who wrote the last 3, or at least 2 of them, was Kokuragi.
I was just about to say that.
And that is because as quiet as she is, as innocent as she seems, as bullied as she is, that is definitely a cause for wanting to act out. Why wouldn't you? Everyone's just trampling all over you and not considering you at all. The last game, you were targeted. This time, Sawaragi's really gonna be here being liked by every single guy in our friendship group. Am I chopped liver? Did you not see how she was tapping those fingers together when she was talking to Sawaragi? Yeah, she had a really sweet voice. She seemed really sweet. But all of us know from the little clips that we've seen, she definitely likes Yuchi. And now, Sawaragi's now going to move on to him when she could have any guy. Oh, no. Let's give her some debt and let's talk about her plastic surgery. Let's just put her out there and make her look like a bad person so that no one will want her. And if they do want her, at least she'll be saddled with debt.
Oh, so you do understand why the guys were possessive then? It's literally the same thing, just not as physical or angry. It's more devious and subtle. It's the exact same thing, just for Yuchi's sake. Look, there are no good guys here, and I honestly thought it's Kokoroki as well. I just didn't think it was because of that, so that's another insight or another way of looking at it. I thought it's because she liked Yuchi, the same kind of vein, but not against Sawaragi. Do you get what I mean? I thought it's just because she liked Yuchi, she was just throwing everything that she's heard. And also, she comes in all sweet and innocent, and she's also like looked over as if she doesn't exist.
Yep.
So she's probably heard some fangs while everybody's been talking. No one's really remembered that she's there in the room. And like maybe Shibe's walked out of the room and everyone's walked out of the room and Tenji's just gone, I really hate that guy. How can he do that to the one I love? Or some nonsense. You know how anime is, isn't it? And she's there going, ooh. Well, I even feel like hers was the first one as well. Because the same way no one noticed that Tenji was listening to the conversation, no one, including the audience, probably didn't notice that Kokoroki was also listening to the conversation too. And I'm really loving the story.
I agree with a lot of things that you've said about Kokoroki. She actually also said that she felt like nobody in their friendship group really gave her the time of day or cared, and that Yuchi was the only one that spoke to her as if she was a person, so she always felt kind of weird around the others. So you saying that she might be around and they're just not noticing her or kind of ignoring her existence sounds very likely. This friendship group is waste.
No, Ruka, no. This isn't waste. Remember, they're kids. They're still in high school. It's not like this is a game full of adults. They're gonna have heightened emotions. They're gonna be angry all the time. They're gonna be sad, because that's what kids do.
Okay, so let's get back onto the game itself. They were playing a game. Not gonna get into the rules because just watch the anime, watch the episode. But I think that, again, this game was very psychological. I feel like the game master assumes that the participants will attempt to move together. That's why certain things are kept to themselves. When they hit the first square, it adds 100,000 of debt. It's a shock to them because they weren't expecting it. The second tile adds 500,000 of debt. Now, I think that the first 4 tiles would have been increasing amounts of debt that were added to it, and then the other squares are very randomly placed. And I think that it's there to start forcing them to badmouth each other. This game is trying to cause this suspicion. And I think that if they had carried on, they would have noticed that the debts were not going to keep getting that much. The next amount of debt we saw was 50,000, which was a lot less than the 100,000 and the 500,000 yen. So I do think that, again, it's psychological to force them into getting into this whole backstabbing each other, suspecting each other, worried about the things that people are going to say about them. And we also don't get to find out whether the thing is true or not. The people who decide are the people who are streaming this live. And if you've been on social media, which I'm sure everybody watching this has been on social media,
you better have.
Things can get nasty very quickly because everyone has an opinion, and it's really blown up when it's something like this. And with a game like this where you're encouraged to be kind of nasty about each other, it just encourages it even more. We won't know if any of it's true. We just know the opinion of everybody else. And that's really what social media is like, to be honest. It doesn't matter who's telling the truth. It just matters how many people believe in said person.
That is very true. And don't forget to follow Bomb Anime Insta, which is also a part of social media. But we're the good kind. Let me take it back a little further. What if there are no streamers? Everything is just generated on the fly, purely just for punishment. What if there is no point to this? Because they're telling them that they're in debt. How are you in debt when you were kidnapped and put in? The person who is in debt is the one in debt, fair enough. But they don't have any jurisdiction over what you pay later. So how is everyone else that wasn't in debt in debt? This is just a social experiment, using money as a vehicle of incentive and seeing what happens. And no one's going to be in debt by the end of it. That's my call. I'm calling it. Boom.
I completely
Bullshit.
disagree with that. We saw a similar setup in Darwin's game. You can win money and you can lose money. It affects your real life. I think that there are streamers. There's no reason to have so many monitors and so much stuff like that for no reason. He also said that the streamers are what funds it, which makes sense because it's almost like its own personal stock market, if you look at it like that. So these people pay the 2 million yen to start the game. Then they can it's possible that they will win money or erase their debt, basically, so it will be paid off, but it's actually more possible that you'll be in more debt than you started with, which means that you're going to pay off the shareholders. It makes a lot of sense that it would work like this and that there are streamers who are funding it and are making money off of this.
High school kids. They're going to get their debt money off high school kids.
We're just going to have to disagree on this one.
Yep.
So on that note, don't forget to like, subscribe and share.
And if you made it this far, we really do appreciate you.
Leave your comments down below.
Peace.